It's 5 in the morning. I look fucking terrible. I've got a cold, so if I cough, forgive me. It's been 4 days since I made one of these. It's 4 days too long. I'm recovering. So here's another React to Explore page. I haven't even clicked it yet, so I don't know what the fuck's on there. Let's see. Top trending for now. I don't really like doing the top trending ones. Fucking. The pig war. That's quite long. Whoever destroys their car the most. I want something weird. I like mysteries and shit. What's this?
How do you make a kale salad like the restaurant ones? Add fried panko breadcrumbs, seasoned with some garlic powder. Next, make a creamy dressing. I make mine with mayo, capers, parmesan, lemon juice,
I'm a little bit hungry.
Dijon, and pepper. Mix the kale with the panko and the dressing. And finally, add some avocados because they make everything better.
Do they though? Do they? Actual conspiracies. I don't want to do another Veritasium video. I got some hate. Let me know if that's okay if you want me to do another one. What's this? Breakfast.
We're taking the 15-minute meal series to the land of breakfast because we all know how insane mornings can be. Whether you're trying to get your kids to school, maybe you want to work out in the morning, or you just start working really early. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But what is important is that you start your day off right with a nice homemade meal. And that's what we're covering in today's video. My top 4 breakfast options that are all super delicious, very custom.
That looks dry. Oh fuck.
My top 4 breakfast.
That looks dry. There you go. Maybe a little bit. I would fucking eat it though.
Options that are all super delicious, very customizable, but most importantly, they all come together in under 15 minutes. We're starting off very strong because I make this first breakfast dish more than anything in the kitchen, probably every other day, especially since I've had a kid. Oh my God, my
banana
daughter
omelets
loves these pancakes. And they're very nutritious, they're very filling, and it's a mix between eggs and bananas. So if you can't choose between a savory egg breakfast and more of a sweeter breakfast, this one combines them both, and I think that's
banana pancakes.
all you really need to remember to make these pancakes is this ratio right
I
here.
suck
For
at
every
pancakes.
banana, use 1 egg. So I'm using 3 medium bananas, which has been my go-to ratio. It gives me a solid breakfast for 3, plus some leftovers for the next day. So I'm gonna get the bananas in a bowl.
I could eat
and start
for 3, I
to
think.
and keep mashing them up until they really start to break down and turn into like a banana mushy.
My ex-girlfriend made these for us.
So we
They were
have our
quite
mixture
nice.
here. This is rather thin, just eggs and bananas. You don't want to cook this yet, it will be a mess. It's only 2 more ingredients. We need to thicken this up to make it a pancake batter, so you can use any
Is that
flour you
oats?
want to get that result. I tend to use a gluten-free flour just
Flour?
to lighten it up since it's breakfast, and one of my favorites is oat flour. So I'm just gonna do a few scoops. This is all about consistency here. You do not need an exact recipe to make these. I encourage you not to use it, just go by feel. And then we do want to add some
He's
baking
making a
powder
mess.
just to give them a rise. I found that 1 teaspoon
There's some on the rim.
of baking powder is perfect for about 3 bananas, so just adjust accordingly. And we'll start whisking that and we'll see where we're at. For me right there, that's too thin for a pancake batter. So all I'm gonna do is just add another spoonful and a half. You'll get better at this over time as you make more of them. This is straight up second nature to me at this point. I make so many of them. All right, so that
He
right
does it in
there,
his sleep.
We're just looking for that pancake.
He
batter
wakes up,
consistency.
perfect
My pan is
banana
perfectly
pancakes in the
preheated
morning.
At this point, and I'll scoop in just about, I don't know, a glob of oil. I'm using coconut oil, which is my go-to, but I've done it with butter, which works great, or any type of oil you have in the pantry. And just start scooping in pancakes, really whatever size you want, whatever fits your pan.
pan-sized? Full
You can see
pan-sized?
they've puffed up pretty nicely. And that first batch is all about getting the temp right, getting the timing right. So if they're not perfect, totally.
They're so
That's what
small.
you're looking for a nice golden brown crust. Oh, that one. Little under. Now these only need about a minute on the other side. I'll get them off, get another batch in.
They're so small.
Pancakes.
They do look nice though, and there'll be lots of them.
I don't actually eat pancakes stacked this high. Maybe a 4-stacker. 6-stacker is a bit aggressive, but for the
Oh, you
no wheat flour.
fucker.
Still a nice fluffy pancake. It's sweet,
Oh, that looks
not
fucking
too
damn
sweet,
good.
very nutritious, and just satisfying. I've been making these for years. They've ramped up since I had a kid, and I am
Look at that color.
still not sick of them. If these don't change your life, just contact me directly. Send me an email. Let me know why. Oh, 4 more. That's it. So 12 medium pancakes for 3 bananas and 3 eggs. So we've got that pancake recipe. That's your daily all-purpose driver. But if you want to treat yourself to a more American style or English style breakfast with the meat, the eggs,
Yeah.
potatoes, but you want to do it under 15 minutes, this next breakfast is for you. All right, so this one, you're going to need some... Oh, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, I already took it out of the
There's
fridge.
the
We've got
hash.
some beautiful bacon. And you want a bacon with a good bit of fat. Look at all that good stuff, because we're going to render that out
Yum.
and use it for the potatoes, which are right here. So potatoes, any type will do. And of course, eggs. 2 should be fine for
Those look like they've just been shot out. What the fuck?
home hatched.
Ugh. That's a real egg. I'm getting into this now.
Alright, so potatoes in a bowl, salt these. Start that osmosis process so that moisture gets pulled out of potatoes. Let that go to work for a few minutes. In the meantime, perfect, just a nice low heat on that. You can see how it's rendering beautifully. And I've got about 2 minutes while that bacon finishes to just clean up a little bit.
Cleaning up's always good.
Pull that off. Perfect. Turn
Oh.
that heat to very low so it's fat.
I've never made
I'm gonna take
bacon
a
that
clean
looks
dish
that good.
towel, pop that right into the strainer. Potatoes, and then just strain. Crucial. Potato juice. All that water out. Oh yeah. So that's a lot of fat in there.
Has anyone ever done that? Who does this? Who ruins a whole cloth for potato juice?
Just strain. Crucial. Potato juice.
I would never do that. Dish towels are sacred to me.
All that water out. Oh yeah. So that's a lot of fat in there. I'm gonna reserve just a little bit of that to cook the eggs. Nothing goes to waste. This is flavor and a beautiful cooking oil. Take a look at this. Nice and dry. That's just a ball of dried potatoes right there. That's what you want. Now you could
Dry and hairy. Have you ever wiped a glass with one of these things? You know the amount of hairs that comes off? Hairy potatoes.
stuff that entire potato thing and make a big pancake at the bottom.
Yeah, big
High risk.
hairy
I think the
potato
lower risk is
hash.
taking a mason jar lid, stuffing
Now
it
he's
in,
putting a mason
with a little
jar lid
hash
in.
brown, or latke, whatever the hell you want to call it. Move that. That's 1,
I bet it's nice,
2,
but
and 3. And just flatten these out a little bit. So I just realized something. These
Ah.
are cooking right now. And if I want to wait on them,
My
to fry
faith
the
in him.
eggs, we're losing time. So if we want this meal done in 15 minutes, I'm
He's
just
either
gonna
a
poach the
psychopath
eggs in
or a
this pot
genius.
right here. Luckily, I have an induction burner and it'll be ready in like 1 minute. But keep that in mind. Get the water going before everything if you don't have induction. So these are ready to flip. And now that I'm not frying my eggs, I can use the rest of the bacon fat for the other side. Oops.
it just seems wrong.
Oh yeah. And hash browns, my friends. Just gonna turn that down a little bit while we poach these eggs. All right, so very gentle simmer here. About 2 tablespoons.
I'm the one that's
vinegar.
wrong.
It's apple cider vinegar. I'll just pre-crack these real quick. Give it a swirl.
He must know what he's doing. My food looks like shit.
Oh, damn it. Man down, man down. I don't really have the right instrument here. Into some ice water.
He needs a guitar.
little better. Swirl, swirl, swirl.
Get your guitar out.
All right, final egg poaching.
You need the
I think
poaching
these
guitar.
are perfect. Let's see. underside. Yeah, that's where I want it.
Those look fucking horrible.
Grab that poached egg.
They look burnt.
It's bacon up in some pieces. Not the best poached egg I've ever
Burnt
seen,
and
but
uncooked
I'm
on
gonna
the
hit it with a little
inside.
bit of this purple sauerkraut that
They
we
look
made,
raw.
totally optional. A little bit of chives would be nice as well if I had them.
The egg looks nice, and that red stuff looks
It
fucked.
doesn't look great, but that's gonna taste.
Oh my fucking
Now,
god,
some of you
no.
might have noticed that
The colors are nice.
hanging out in the end.
Yeah, I seen that earlier.
15 minutes.
Ha ha
I
ha.
don't know, 72 hours or something like that. I was actually missing bannetons, so I shoved the entire dough into a loaf pan, which I never do. And baked
What is he
it off.
talking
And for
about?
the love of sourdough. Now, you can eat this totally alone. This is not a part of this 15-minute meal, but I feel like I have to share this with all of you. I have to share this with someone, this moment of cutting.
That's
into
not
this.
right.
So this is a sourdough sandwich loaf. Oh my sweet baby Jesus. Have you ever seen anything like that? This is just like one of those.
Yeah, in a shop.
Get a mess, throw it on some bread if you have it. I love that.
That looks
poached egg in
nice.
there.
Oh,
Soaks in
no, it doesn't.
bite.
Oh.
That's a bite. That's all I can say. That is a bite. Oh my
It looked
God.
nice to
So
start
key
with,
components
but
in
my
the meal.
stomach
Just kinda
heaved.
racing around the kitchen. But if you're looking for a good weekend breakfast that's still quick, that's your answer. Now I've got to gather a few ingredients for the next two recipes, but in the meantime, I wanted to tell you about today's sponsor, which is Simply Safe. Now I recently bought this house and I was looking for a robust security system.
I want a house.
And also easy to install. Something that I can install myself, and Simply Safe was to start.
He doesn't need a security system. He needs to phone me up. And I'll be security guy. And he can feed me. But none of that fucking red and yellow shit. Please, man. I'll secure your house.
The day. Now my go-to for that meal is oatmeal. And we're not talking the overnight oats, none of that bullshit. I'm gonna show you how to make fresh cooked oatmeal with these grains right here. Good old-fashioned rolled oats. Now for the liquid, what I have right here is some homemade almond milk. You can use any type of nut milk. You can use regular milk. You can use water. But what I like to do in the beginning of most weeks,
You can use nut milk. And it's like, you can use any type. This type names every type apart from, nut milk. And then he says, at the end of the week, at the end of every week, I like to. He's gonna say that he saves it up for this jar here, right? Right? That's his own special brew. He's also gonna sell it. He's gonna be like, this is recycling. It's good for fucking animals, animal kind, anything with a fucking nipple. Any type of nut, sorry. Nuts don't they don't come from animals. They come from where do nuts come from? Bushies?
is some homemade almond milk, which is really simple. You just soak almonds overnight, and then customizable, but
That's weirder than what I thought of. He soaks almonds in little jars.
I always start with a 2-to-1 ratio of milk to oats, and then I'll add milk if I need to thin it out. So about 1.5 cups rolled oats to 3 cups of liquid. I'm not gonna waste all my precious almond milk, so I'll do 2 cups.
Almond milk just looks thin. It just looks bad.
Of almond milk, 1 cup of water. I like adding
And
both
more
flavors to my
water,
oatmeal, so
even thinner.
But season it however you want. I'm gonna do a little orange zest, a little bit of the juice. Also, a
That's the
little bit
part of the
ginger,
orange you're not
and my
supposed to eat.
favorite oatmeal ingredient of all, fresh nutmeg. You can
More
use
nuts.
the same microplane. See that? Ugh, so good. If you don't have any of that around, just use cinnamon. A little bit of salt is very important.
Just cinnamon.
Not much. Just a little bit to bring those flavors out, and we'll just let that slowly cook and thicken up. I'm gonna wait till the end to add my sweetener. We've already got a little bubble. You can see how much it's thickened up in like a minute. Just gonna turn that down to the lowest setting and let that cook away. And in the meantime, I will prepare my toppings. Got some kiwi.
I like kiwi.
All right, let's see what's going on.
Fucks my tongue up though. Ooh,
Up.
what's that?
Blueberries left over from the pancakes. Since this is mush, a little bit of fresh almond.
More
Some
nuts.
crunch. I'll just rough chop these. So here's where we're at after about 4 minutes. Looks good. I like waiting to add the sweetener, and you can use whatever sweetener you like. Honey, maple syrup, regular sugar. But I find if you add a really good, say, maple syrup
That's
right at the
lots.
end, you just retain actual flavor of the maple syrup rather than it losing its flavor as it cooks.
This makes me think of bedtime.
I could tell right when I did it, since I was filming, and I just poured the maple syrup in there. A little too much maple syrup. Actually,
That's what I
just
thought.
water it down slightly. But
No.
sweetening something is just like salting something. It's kind of your
More
preference.
water.
You're basically just
Bro.
seasoning it with sugar. So
What the fuck?
the actual flavoring is unbelievable. That orange and nutmeg combo. Mwah! But a little less maple would have been great.
Less trees in my dinner, please. Fruit's nice.
Some of that fig in there.
Fig, that's what it was.
Wow. That's some dynamic flavor right there. Good texture.
Yeah, imagine.
Exactly what I wanted. Just a warm bowl of goodness. I feel like with the rise of these other trendy things like overnight oats and chia bowls, a lot of people don't know how to make just a good bowl of oatmeal. So I wanted to show you that because for me, this is a go-to and it's great to have in your arsenal. So I've got the perfect final breakfast option for you. Something I make all the time, especially if I have some guests over my house and I need something a little more substantial.
What's a
frittata? Not only can a frittata be made in under 15 minutes, it's also the best
What is a frittata?
way to clear out your fridge of any ingredients, and that's what we're about to do right now. I'm using a little 6-inch pan here with a high lip, which is perfect for a frittata, but something bigger will work fine as well. The frittata just might not be as thick. And like all of these recipes, you gotta get that pan preheating immediately to save you some time. And while the pan's preheating, we're gonna prep all of
Onion.
that are going to this frittata. So I'm just gonna do a quick slice on about half an onion, and the same thing. I've got.
Feel like I'm gonna sneeze.
And I'll just slice that up nice and thin. So I'm gonna get a good bit of olive oil in my pan. I'll dump in my veggies, start frying those off, and while those are frying, I'll work on my final veggie, which is
that onion and
very
vegetables?
customizable. Use what you have. This works great with spinach. You could throw in some broccoli in there. You can
What?
even throw in some sweet potatoes.
What
the
is
perfect
this?
amount of eggs is a bit of a guesstimate. You kind of learn over time.
Those
what
shitty
makes
eggs
this
again.
perfect frittata. I only
How many
have 5
shot
eggs
eggs?
because the chickens are going into a bit of a hibernation, so that's gonna have to do.
They need to stock up on
Actually,
shit.
what I'm gonna do for that almond milk from
They've run out
before,
of
and
the
of
shit
course, use
lube.
Any milk product.
More of the
Pour a
nut
cup of that. We're not
nut
making a
milk.
quiche,
This
so
is
it's
last
not
week's
like
nut
half
milk.
and half, just a little bit. All right, so you can see how nice these have cooked down in just about 5 minutes. Tiny bit more salt to season those mushrooms.
Fruit and
Now,
onion.
By far the most important thing, you see all that oil, residual oil in the bottom of the pan? We want that. Your pan cannot be dry or it will stick. I'm even just gonna add a little bit more. I know it seems like a lot, but this is just the one dish you cannot skimp on oil. You don't want a sticking frittata.
Okay,
Done.
boss.
Turn this down just a little bit. Now what I like doing is just kind of pushing out the sides, just like an omelet, just to get it going. And then once you do that, trust the crust. 2 more ingredients. Some
Trust the
parsley.
crust.
Sprinkle that
Crusty nut
right
milk.
on top. And some cheese. I've got some cheddar here. Any melting
Cheese
will
and
work.
plastic.
That is great as well. Just grate that right
Ooh.
on top.
On the microplane.
Let's just kind of fall in there. Now this is where technique comes into play. We've got that flame on just the medium low heat. Slowly.
His technique. I have one of these as well. The technique when you're watching something cook. What is your watching something cook technique? Mine's is like this. And then in between some of that, I'll give it a... And then usually by then, I need to go away because it takes ages to cook.
Building a crust on the bottom. That is direct heat from the bottom. Now, this is gooey up here, uncooked egg. That's why once we've developed a crust on the bottom, I'm gonna throw it in the broiler, develop a crust from the top, and cook it through. It might take a few times to really get it perfect. I've made this dish hundreds of times, but you will at some point. Now check this out. If I just peel away, because I use that oil and I trust the crust, you can see the browning in there happening. Boom. brownage. So now at this point, we're going over to the broiler. Open, we're preheated.
I
Let
can't do
go
that.
For about 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how hot your broiler is. All right, let's check it out.
I'm watching this for nothing. My pan has plastic on it. It would just melt into the oven.
Brown, bubbly, it puffed up a little bit. Good to go. Just let it cool.
Could I melt the plastic off on its own and then just use the metal part that's underneath it, do you think?
Right here. Now, one thing that's not really 15 minutes about this dish is the cooling time. You could eat that right now or, in a minute when it cools down a bit. But if you want to make sure this thing slips right out onto the cutting board unscathed, you got to let it set a bit and just cool down for, 5 minutes at least. So I'll clean up and hopefully we've got a golden frittata. See, look at this. It's already kind of slipping away easily. You can flip it out or just kind of pull it. Pretty clean.
Whoa.
The crust. Pizza pie. Moist, completely filled.
He says moist. I called it dry to start with. This is a quiche. Motherfucker.
Filled with veggies. Even veggie action right there. I hate to say it, but I think that's a handheld action. Like a pizza. Bottom crust. Oh my God, that one came out good. To be honest,
he called it pizza.
Omelets, because I think this right here, you don't have to make 3-4 omelets for everyone. You just make one breakfast pizza. It's fluffy, it's tender.
Pizza? What happened to frittata?
I mean, it's perfect. There's not really too much more to say about it. So that's it. That's my top 4, at least my first 4. I definitely have a few more, just like the dinner. If you want to see more quick 15-minute breakfast, hit me up down in the comments. I'll come in.
Oh, I'm so confused.